Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Hypnotique and this is Vintage Story. I'm on 1.18.7 still, although point 8 did come out. I have not yet upgraded to it. I will as soon as I'm done with this episode, most likely. Since I saw you last, I've done quite a bit. I harvested the flax. I'll pop up a picture right here of how much flax I got. It is all in my inventory, and that is what we're going to deal with first. I did decorate the tower over at Rainbow Rocks that is above the future quern, and I dug the cellar under the she shed, which I will show you when we go over there. But I've been doing some chores here, and I want to do a couple more things before we make all of the stuff we need for the condenser, the fruit press, and the condenser, which is a lot of copper. So we're going to deal with the flax first. As you can see, I have made 5 more windmills, and I've saved myself enough flax to do some gambeson armor. So we're going to let's go ahead and do the gambeson first. That way we can have it soaking while we do the windmills. So the very first thing I'm going to do with this flax is I want to make some black dye and get some flax dyeing in it for my tailored gambeson. So if you remember, we did 50 liters of diluted cassiterite. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to make some dye. We're going to use this cassiterite and we're going to make some black dye. We need to use it. We need to put powdered rusty metal in it, and I have that in my inventory. I only have 30, so I'm hoping that's enough. And then we also need to use some diluted cassiterite to make some more danted cloth. So this black cloth is what I want to make. I want to make this tailored gambeson, and we need to use more danted cloth to make black cloth. So I'm probably going to have to make another barrel of diluted cassiterite. But in order to make this, there's the diluted cassiterite. Man, I'm having trouble saying that this morning. We're going to make a full barrel or most of a barrel of black dye. So we need double the amount. So we're going to need 25 powdered rusty metal. So let's go ahead and open this up and put 25 in here. And that should make a full barrel of black dye. Excellent. So the next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make the more danted cloth. So we're going to need the bucket, and we're going to have to pull 50 liters in here of water. And we're going to get the cassiterite out of a... Oh, look. Hey there, guys. Oh, by the way, I named him Romeo. I had this suggestion through a whisper on Discord, and I really liked it. So thank you guys for all your wonderful suggestions. They were really good. I love your suggestions on the names. Okay, so we're going to use this cassiterite and we're going to put that in there. Now we have to make the more danted cloth. So I have 16. It takes 16 to make the tailored gambeson. So if you click here, you can look at the tailored gambeson. They're all the same. So we need 10 for this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then we need 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I have 16 here. We're going to mix those with the cloth, with the sticks, and we're going to make the cloth. So then we're going to put this cloth in and the diluted cassiterite, and it will turn into more danted cloth after 8 hours. So we're going to go ahead and seal that up, and then we'll be ready to make our colored gambeson. Okay, guys, the other thing we're going to be doing with the flax is we're going to be putting up another windmill so we can power this even a little bit more. I think what I'm going to be doing is raising this up a little bit higher since we're only at 134, but we're going to put an axle there. I have everything in my inventory that we need. We're going to put the little gear there, and then we're going to sneak over here and put the rotor in and the sails. Oh my gosh, okay. I suck at not falling. I do. I suck at not falling all the time. Okay, crouch, W. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna put all those sails on. And then we're going to have some more serious power. Thank goodness. Here we go. We will finish this tower and everything, this little thing, in the spring when we're not dealing with snow. Okay, I say we get started now on making the booze machines. So one of the very first things we're going to need is a soldering iron. And a soldering iron can only be made with a copper chisel. So we're going to need those, but we're also going to need a lot of plates for the condenser and the boiler. So you can see the boiler is right there. We're going to need 5 plates just for the boiler. And we're going to make 2 of those. So there's 10 plates. And we need 2 plates for the condenser. We're going to make 2 of those. So that's 4 plates. So we need 14 plates. Plus we need some of this soldering bar. Now there's the lead soldering bar, which is what we're going to make because I don't have enough silver. The lead soldering bar is a lead solder ingot, and that is lead and tin. So let's get some stuff going first. We're going to have to make, we only have this many. We're going to have to heat up all of this. Let's heat up 6 of them. Because not only do we have to, actually, we're going to heat up all 7 of them because we can make 3 plates here plus a chisel. Then we're going to need to process some more copper. We're going to have to pour more copper ingots. And I don't remember, this is going to be limited to how many of the ingot molds I have, which is kind of silly. I should have made a lot more. We only have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have 10. So that means we can warm up 1,000 units of copper. And that is definitely going to limit us. Okay, we got some copper started. And then what we're going to do is we are going to start making some plates. And we're also going to... Dang. I keep forgetting about that. We're also going to make a chisel. So let's turn this on and get it going. And then I've got a hot ingot here where we can make a chisel. Or our soldering iron. Okay, there's our chisel and our first plate. Let's pop the chisel in there. And let's pop the plate in there. Get another one going. Many plates are needed. Okay, so now that we have the chisel, we can just put a stick on the bottom of the chisel. Now we have our soldering iron. Okay, guys, I'm going to work on this. I'm going to work on getting ourselves plenty of copper ingots so we can make all kinds of copper plates, and then I will be back at you. Okay, my first batch of copper has hardened. I'm processing the steel blooms while I'm doing this, but I'm going to go ahead and start warming these up to make them into plates as well. I'm multitasking. And then I have my second batch of copper almost done. I also did the lead solder. So we're going to need lead solder. We're going to actually, I think we're going to need 4 ingots, but I went ahead and just made 5 just to make sure. So it's just basically half and half lead and cassiterite, tin. So this will make our lead solder. I can go ahead and probably get that started soon. All the steel is done. All the steel blisters are now done, which is nice. And I think that that should finish up with this heat. Okay, this is our second. They are hardening as we speak, so I'm going to pick these up as they harden. Come on. And then we have our last two things of copper over here that we can pour, and our solder ingots. This is our last bit of copper that we need. And then our ingot, our lead solder is ready to be poured as well. Almost there. It's a lot of work. Okay, last copper plate going on. There is 13 there and 14 that we need. And then we have our lead solder ingot over here. It's still soft, so it'll be cool enough for us to use here in just a minute. Man, that's a lot of work. Hardened. Hardened. Soft to hardened. There we go. And our last copper plate. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use a saw on the lead solder ingots, and then we're going to make it into these soldering bars. So I know that we need at least probably 15 of them. I'm just going to go ahead and make them all. I don't think there's anything else to do with the lead soldering bars. Now we have the plates, and we can make the boiler and the condenser. So here is the condenser. We need 2 of these. So I'm going to use this here, and I'm going to put 4 in there. And there is 2 condensers. Do they stack? They do. Now let's go to the boiler. We need 10 plates for this. Lots of plates. And then 10 soldering bars in here. So we're going to do 1 and 2 boilers. The next thing we want to look up is the fruit press. We're going to need the fruit press. So we need 2 ingots of something. We need boards, resin, and fat. I'm going to use tin bronze just because I have it, and I'm not worried about having more of it. So let's get these materials together. There is 2 fat. We need 4 resin. We need boards. I don't remember how many boards. And we need a chisel and a hammer. I already have the hammer on me. So let's see if I can remember. Let's test Hypi's memory. Aha! We're gonna make 2 of these. Oh my gosh, look at that. We are ready for booze. Ready. Turn this damn clanky thing off. So nice and powerful now. It's doing much better. Okay, I spent the last few hours doing a couple of things. I made myself a steel flax, which will be very, very nice, especially in the Resonance Archive, and I made myself a steel cleaver. Now, I don't have any other steel tools except for my pickaxe. Just because I have so many iron tools still, I kind of like to use them up. I will probably be making myself some very soon, but I'm going to put everything that I want to go back into Rainbow Rocks here. I also spent some time making some bismuth bronze lanterns for the she shed. I had a few ingots, and I went ahead and made a few more. And it is almost 5 in the morning, so our mordanted cloth is done. So I figured we'd update this and put it in here. Now we're just going to take the mordanted cloth and put it in the black dye, and it will turn into 16 black cloth after 8 hours. Now you can make colored gambeson. For example, the blue gambeson. Let's go, just so you know, you don't have to have the mordanted cloth to make all of the gambeson. I could have made blue without the mordanted cloth, because the blue, you can either use mordanted or regular plain cloth. So it doesn't really matter. You don't have to have mordanted cloth to make every color, but some of the nicer colors you do. So there is one more chore that I want to do while that blue dye is doing its thing. I need to make sure I have enough food though, because I'm going to get hurt doing this. We're going to go kill the pigs. The pigs need a good slaughtering. So we're going to do that as the sun comes up and as our mordanted cloth gets dyed black. So let's put on our lantern here. I'd like to put a lantern in here as well. Moon Shadow told me she thinks that maybe my cows are getting out because they could step on here and walk over the fence. But you know, every single time I've lost a cow, I have looked around, like to see if a cow, now here's a cow, and it's a Gen 2 bull. So that could very well be, but I don't understand why he's over here. We're just gonna kill this dude because there's a bull inside. And we're just gonna get a bunch of meat. And so you can kill the Gen 3 animals and above with a cleaver, one hit, and it's really, really nice. So I'm gonna move the troughs over a little bit. We're gonna kill that pig that's in here too. So see, we have a bull there, we have her there, and we have a Gen 3 baby. We're really behind with the cheese, but I'm hoping that by the time spring rolls around that we'll be able to have enough stuff to do cheese. Cheese and booze are really the only two techie things we haven't done. So I'm going to put these right here then instead, so now they won't be able to get out, which is possibly what was going on before. So what I normally try to do with my, especially with the pigs especially, but with all of my farm animals, is I try to kill the adults before the babies grow up, and that way they're easier to differentiate which generations are which. So all these mamas and papas are probably going to die unless they're pregnant, because all these piglets are Gen 3. So this pig has to die. That pig has to die. Where's the other one? That's a boar. We want to make sure we have more boars. That pig has to die. That pig has to die. That one. There's another boar. So that's a Gen 1. She really has to go. Okay, so I have one boar left there that's Gen 2, and I have two sows that are pregnant right there. They're Gen 2 as well. So I'm going to go ahead and let them have their babies, and then they're goners. And I think other than that, I've taken care of everybody, and I did move the troughs to the back as well. And I'm going to get them some food. And then all the other baby piglets are Gen 3. So the next time we do a killing, we should be able to use the new steel cleaver, which I'll leave in here. Last thing is the chickens and to feed everybody. Mordanted cloth just has 2 hours. The black dyed cloth only has 2 hours left. So we're going to take advantage of the time and cook ourselves some breakfast. Onions, eggs and onions. That sounds good, right? So then the other thing we have to think about, I'm going to just put this fat away. The other thing we have to think about is these pelts need to be used to make jerkin. So those are going to have to be, I'm going to have to update the tannery and make sure that we have everything we need in there to continue the tanning process, because we're going to need jerkin, and I don't know how much leather I have. I have 24, and we have a lot of pelts in here. So let's run through this really quick and see what we need to do here. I'm going to add a tool rack here in the tannery just so I can keep the a hammer here to crush limestone. And I have 60 here, so we're just going to put in 50 in here and make some lime water. Then let's put as many as we can in here. Can we put like 12 of these in this one? Is that right? 8 can go in here. Yes, so we'll start with those 8. And then we've got a pretty good start on our leather. The jerkin is what we need to make, and we can, right here, body leather jerkin. This is for our armor for the Resonance Archive. Okay, so there's the top part of the jerkin, and then the bottom part. So we got it. We got it. Okay, I found the salt, so I'm going to go ahead and salt the rest of this. It's expensive to salt the meat, but there we go. And the rest is going to come with us. And I'm just going to put this salt back here in this corner in this vessel, the rest of it that I have. Okay, I think I'm going to organize my stuff, sleep through the night, and then we're going to go put together some booze machines. Okay, it is morning and we are ready to go back to Rainbow Rocks. I'm going to eat that bowl of food and put this bowl down. I stashed another one right here. We'll trade off. I cooked the food, the chicken and stuff, and I've been feeding the rest of the chicken to the cats. They deserve nice meals. They're doing really well. And, oh, there's a drifter. We're just going to let him keep praying. Now, I need to drop off this charcoal before we go back. But look, what's ready? Our cloth. So we're going to need some flax twine up here to make our new gambeson. Oh, we're going to need some sewing kits. That's right. We're going to need sewing kits. So we're going to need to make, I think, 2 or 3 of these. We'll just make a couple. Then we go back to our gambeson and put that away. Get our cloth, 2 in each of these spots. 1, 2 there, 1, 2 there, and then our sewing kit, and we have new black gambeson. And then to get to the pants, this, another sewing kit, and twine, pants, and then the hat. Sewing kit. And that leaves us very close to out of gambeson. I mean, out of flax. That's all the flax we have, but this is so, so worth it. And there we are with our new black gambeson. We are tailored now. I really want to make it back to the Resonance Archive in the spring. So after we get the booze machine going, and we have some nice relaxing booze to drink in our break times, I'm going to be working on iron armor for the Resonance Archive. I'd really like to go back in the spring. So guys, on the way over, I just want to say thank you so much for your subs. I still notice that 25% of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. It's easy to push the button. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel. And if you push the bell notification, it will let you know when I have a new video out. My normal schedule is Monday and Wednesday for this for this series, my 1.18 solo series. I also have the Bohemian server, and I have been streaming from the Bohemian server, but that was on hold when I had an emergency with my mom and had to go back to help her. So I'm probably not gonna have time to stream before I go to Panama, which is the next thing I should share, is I will be gone to Panama the last 2 weeks of August. That means that this series will take a temporary stop, just temporary until I get back and under my feet. But I do have 2 new things for you coming out while I'm gone in August. 2 new things, one the first week and one the second week. So please stay tuned. That will be there. I think they're both fun. And then when I get back, we will resume with the normal schedule. Thanks, guys, for listening. Here we are. Okay, really quickly, before we do anything, I wanted to show you the cypress trees grew up. Those are really nice, the greenspire cypress trees. And looks like we still have berries, so we'll be able to use the fruit press right away. And then I want to show you really quickly what I did with the tower. I planted more flowers out here and more bamboo. And then that is what I did with the tower. I put peridotite on the corners, chiseled peridotite, and then I added a little touch at the top and the bottom, and then put windows in. And those holes are where the windmills are going to go. So we're going to be doing that very soon. But right now, we're going to go install all the booze making machines. Made a peridotite quern while I was getting the peridotite for here. Hoppers are going to go in there once we get more copper. And then I built this basement. This has to be chiseled because that's the floor. So I'm going to be chiseling that along with the limestone brick. I added some trapdoors here to give it kind of a border along the flower bed. And then all of this granite bricks are the bricks that I got from the dungeon that I found, that great big dungeon. So this is a room where I can grab those packed dirt blocks will represent the boxes that are going to be catching the flour from the hoppers. And so I'll be able to reach the boxes right there. And then this is the cellar. I'm considering putting the condenser and boilers down here just because it makes sense. It actually makes more sense that the fruit presses would be down here because the fruit presses the fruit has to go straight into the barrels. So let's go ahead and put one lantern down here. Let's go ahead and put the lanterns out first. Let's put one lantern down here. Your cellar can have artificial light. So it's safe to put lanterns in your cellars. We're going to put 2 lanterns there, I think. And then I don't know where we're going to put the other ones. Maybe one right there. And one right there. Let's see how that looks in the dark. Then the fruit presses, I think will go down here. We're going to put one there in the corner and one right there. And we're going to need another bucket. I do have a bucket upstairs that we'll use temporarily. We'll keep these right down here in the basement for now, for berries and things. And then we're going to need to make some barrels. But let's take these up. Once your liquor is through the condensers and through the boilers, you don't have to put the liquor in a cellar anymore because it won't go bad. So we're going to leave those right there. And that's perfect because it landed on the peridotite rock slabs, which I don't feel bad about putting fires on because you have to put a fire underneath the boiler. You actually have to target the top of the boiler to put the grass in. So we're going to need to get a little supply of firewood in here. It would be really nice to be able to make a better crate for firewood. And then what you need to, and we also need water in here. Man, there's a lot of things I didn't think about. So what we'll do is we'll replace this block right here. Yeah, we'll grab. Let's go grab some bricks to do that with. Okay, I just grabbed everything we need for some barrels and to fix that floor in there. Let's grab a barrel of water, a bucket of water. Oh, I'm so excited. This is going to be awesome. So let's fix up this floor so we can actually put water in here. What we're going to do is I'm going to take out this grass and stuff, and I'm going to put full blocks in here. So we're going to put a full block right there, there, and then a full oak block right here. That way we can, no, that's peridotite. Never mind. Then we're going to put the water. Oh, we need that one to be peridotite as well. We're just going to make it all green. Then we'll put the water in there. Then we need to get grass again for the, kind of did this backwards, didn't think about the water. Okay, then we're going to put the boilers back. 1 boiler, 2 boilers. Then the grass, target the top. Target the top. Okay. And then we're actually going to pour the water in there this time. There we go. Now what we have to do is we have to fill up these with water, and we have to keep them filled with water. We have to place a bucket right there. And let's go get the kitchen bucket. We're going to need 2 buckets. I'm going to have to wait for more flax to make another bucket, or I'll just run back to Acantha. Isn't there a bucket in here? Shit. Go see if there's any flax that's ready. Yay, there is. There's flax ready. Okay, we'll make a bucket. We'll collect this flax really quick and make a bucket. Yay. Okay, we're actually going to make 2 buckets because we need plenty of buckets around here. Let's actually make 3 buckets. I'm just shoving a bunch of the stuff that I don't need anymore down here because we're going to need buckets for here as well. So then another bucket right there. Okay, let's go pick some berries. And let's get, last but not least, let's get the white currants. Not a lot of white currants. These are the rare berry. And I have a couple of blueberries. I don't think that that will probably be enough to do anything with, but we might as well pick them and see. We're going to put the barrels along the wall here. I'm going to make a couple more. We're going to fill up this wall with barrels for now. We're going to need more barrels later, but that's good for now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the buckets that we made. I'm going to put one underneath the fruit press and both underneath. And then we're going to try to remember how this works. It's been a while. So I think you can put 32 berries in. So I just put the berries in my hand and I'm just right clicking on the fruit press and it will tell you when there's no more. So there's if you read the tooltip at the top, it says mash produces 10 liters of juice when squeezed. So that's what you can, that's the max you can put in the fruit press. And then I'm just right clicking on the handle and holding it down. I don't know whether you need to hold it down. We'll try it again differently next time. And then it's busy pressing that juice. So I don't think 11 berries is going to do you any good. I think the minimum is 12. So let's go ahead and put some cranberries in this one until there's 32, and then let's press it. Nope, you have to hold down the right button on the top. Oh, I'm eating the berries. Oh, you don't have to hold it down all the way. Okay, well, that's good to know. Now, there's a little trick about this. Now, there's 10 liters right there, and you can just put the 10 liters of black currant juice in your barrel. Let's see if, and then there's the mash that comes out. So we have to release the top just with a right click and take this mash. Now, this mash is supposed to be able to be fed to pigs, but I've never had that work. It always rots. So that may just be me. I don't know. So now we have this cranberry juice over here. We have 10 liters of cranberry juice, and we can start a barrel of that over here. So let's continue with the cranberries, release that, grab the mash out, and then do another 32. You can see it says 10 liters of juice. Compressing that for a second, and then I'm letting it go. Nope, compressing it. Nope, you have to hold it down. Yeah, you have to hold that down. Okay, what can we do over here? Let's do red currants. Compressing it and holding it down. Now, if you don't put your bucket underneath the fruit press, you'll lose the fruit. So now this one is more cranberry juice, so we can add it to here. Grab the mash out. And then we have 23 more cranberries. So let's see what a minimum can be. So let's watch this. So there's 5 liters. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it at 5 liters because there's a little bit of a trick with the barrels. When you put the juice in the barrels, it needs to be even numbers. If it's like 5.5, you can't seal the barrel. At least that's the way it used to be. We can test it, but it used to be that if you had 5.5 in there, you couldn't seal it. Right now, if I were to click on the barrel, it says turns into 25 liters of cranberry wine after 7 days. Let's grab this one. This is the red currant. So we have black currant there. We have cranberry there. Now we have red currant in there. Put those back. Let's test this with this again. I think it's 15 that's the minimum. Because the second I put that in there, it does say. So that's 5 liters. 6.5, or 6 1/4, 7.5. Okay, so this is going to get us 9.69 liters. So let's test this out, and I'll show you what I mean with the barrel. You can see it continually drains, and then it tells you when the mash is dry. So dry mash, it's done draining. We have 9.7 liters. So if I put that in a barrel and I come over here, I cannot seal it. I have to get it down to 9. So what we're going to do is I'm going to crouch, and take out 1 liter at a time and put it over there. And then we'll just make sure to get 9 liters in this barrel. And then we'll drink this other, the 0.7. And I think you could drink it right out of the bucket. You can. And we should have an empty bucket now. So that's all of the white currant we have. So I'm going to go ahead and seal it and make a tiny bit of wine. In there. Then we don't have enough cranberries to do any more cranberries. We probably have enough red currants if this is going to work to do a little bit more. Let's see. See if we can come up with an even number. 4.606. So we'll just go ahead and do that, and then we'll just take out the 06. And while that's doing its thing, let's do the blueberries. Okay, this one's dry. So this is the red currants. So we need to put in, I'm gonna crouch and click until, can I do that? Okay, I can't do that. So we're gonna put it all in here and then we're gonna crouch and click and take 4 liters out and put it back in this red currant. So now we have 1.1, now we have 14. I'm gonna pull this out and I'm going to actually set it over here and I'm going to drink it later. But now we're done with our red currants, so we can seal this one. Now we're done. I'm not going to juice that. So we're done with the cranberries. We can seal that. And we are done with the black currants and we can seal that. So now we have lots of wine started. Yes. Now I'm going to not bother with the mashes. The pigs are a long ways away. I'm just going to let them be in there and I'm going to let them rot. Sad. Okay, apparently it's nighttime now. Let's turn off the light and see how this looks in here with the light. This looks pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with the lighting in here. I don't think that this will spawn anything. What we're going to do over here is we're going to store some of our best alcohol. We're going to make a little sitting area, tasting area, and chisel some furniture. So I guess it seems that I forgot to put the blueberry juice in there. So I did that now. I am finishing up organizing my stuff, brought over another container of another empty container from the storage from the cellar that I wasn't using over there. And I realized we're going to need water down here as well. And then one thing I wanted to show you as the sun starts coming up. Oh, look at that. We have monsters. Hello, buddy. Let's kill you. Is we're going to need, we're going to need water down there as well. So I grabbed a bucket. We're going to put water down here. And I just spent a couple hours in-game grinding a flour. So this is going to become a water thing down here. And we're going to need that other barrel. So I'm going to be drinking some more juice. We need 50 liters of water in that. And then let's go ahead and use that bucket. Let's just be slobs and drink juice out of a bucket. There we go. Nice. And we're going to need 50 liters in here because we can also make ales and those sort of things out of flour. So we have 50 liters in each one of those barrels. And I ground up a full stack of each one of this amaranth and spelt. So if we you can only put 50 in. So we're going to do 50 of the amaranth flour, and you can see it will turn into amaranth ale after 14 days of sealing. And then we're going to do the same thing here with the spelt, and then that will turn into spelt ale 14 days after sealing. The spelt actually turns into a whiskey, and the amaranth, I think they both turn into a whiskey after you put them through the condenser. The whiskey, again, will never go bad. So that is the process of that is the first step of making alcohol, both with fruit and with flour. We've done it. We've started our alcohol. You guys, I'm going to call this episode here. Thank you so much for joining me. In between episodes, I'm going to gather firewood and probably go gather up that copper. We're almost out of copper at Acantha, and I need copper for the hoppers over here. So I'm going to probably gather firewood and hopper copper. And then we'll work on that next. And hopefully by the time that is done, I'm going to just work on some chores and stuff. We'll be able to condense some of the wine or some of the ale. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Take care and stay safe out there, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.